Hi friends, it's Mari here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a project for the amazing ABStudio, and I'm going to be working with the Shine Your Light collection. It is just such a sweet and adorable paper collection, and it's just got the most gorgeous vibrant colors and whimsical little imagery. I really love it so much, and I'm going to be using two papers specifically from the collection, papers 5 and 6. From this specific paper, I'm going to use this one. It's actually a 4x6 card that you can trim away for a cut apart. I really was inspired by the colors that were in this little piece here. So I'm going to trim that down so that it is an appropriate size for an American A2 size card front. And I'm just going to adhere that to an A2 size white top folding card base. I did trim it down a little bit smaller than that A2 size just so that I did have a little bit of a margin around it. And I'm going to take some of the bits from that pattern paper that I showed you there to fussy cut for some embellishments. And you might look at this and think, oh, like, that's a busy paper. Do you really want to add more busy embellishments over top? And the answer is yes, I do, because it coordinates beautifully. So I've cut out this sweet little bunny and these two little florals. And now I'm going to take stencil number 67. If you have not checked out ABstudio's stencil collection, they have amazing stencils. I love this one. I'm just running some white texture paste through it onto that pattern paper. And once that's dry, I'm going to layer those two little florals and that bunny onto the bottom area with some foam adhesive. Just going to pop those up with a little bit of foam adhesive like so. And that's just going to create these adorable little embellishments on the bottom portion of my project. Now I'm going to show you at the end of the video what I do for sentiments on these cards that I'm going to be creating today. Just a really, really simple way to add a little sentiment if you want. These ones you could actually, I think, totally just leave the front of the card without a sentiment on it, because the front of the card is gorgeous, and I feel like you could just leave these as card blanks and then use them for any occasion, whatever it is that you're looking for a card. Now I'm trimming another one of the papers to another A2 size card front, and I just love the collage look of this paper. It's so dreamy. This one definitely has sort of like a heart theme going on here, which is gorgeous. I trimmed out that little boy with the umbrella from one of the other two papers that I mentioned, and now I'm just going to trim out this little heart to embellish this. So the little boy or girl, I can't really tell, is going to be the little kind of like the focal point on the front of this piece of pattern paper that I'm going to be gluing down onto my A2 size card base. So I'll get that adhered onto the card base, and then I've popped up the imagery on some foam adhesive just to give it a little bit of dimension again in that way. I will add this onto that card front, and I just think that's so sweet and adorable. I'm going to take this little fussy cut heart that I fussy cut from one of the papers there and add that on. Absolutely sweet. So now I'm just going to set that one aside, and I'm ready to start on my third card front here. I'm going to take this pattern paper here. Absolutely, again, gorgeous, soft pastel collage look. Beautiful. I've trimmed that down to my A2 size card front, slightly smaller there, so you can see that there's a bit of a white margin. I'm taking that stencil number 67. This time I'm running a pretty glistening gold medium through that. Now that it's dry, I fussy cut out a couple of other images from the paper. I have this sweet little girl and this little bear, and they are going to be the main images for the front of this card. Super, super sweet. And so I'll just add those two onto the bottom area. And then what I'll do is I will take some other little fussy cut florals that I fussy cut from that previous paper there, and I will add those above these two little characters that I have. And I just love how these papers all coordinate together, the little floral bits and everything, and just using that foam adhesive again to layer these up and create that texture on the front of the card. So super, super cute. I'm going to put each one of these three cards into my splat box, and I'm going to splatter some Dina Wakley gloss spray, just some white paint onto the images and onto the card front. This is just going to add a little bit more of that texture, that white white splatter just to add that cohesive splatter to all of the different elements and the different areas on the project. Really super sweet. And I'll get all 3 of those cards splattered up with my white paint. I just love using my splat box for this process. It does really protect my work area so that I don't end up with quite as much of a mess when I'm working away here. And do that again with my 3rd card, and you can just see here that I'm going to add quite a thick layer of my white splatter onto all 3 of these cards. I'm just going to finish that up with a little more splatter here. Really loving how that's blending in so nicely with all of these background colors. And now I'm just taking some little sentiment stickers and I'm going to add those to each one of the cards. And here is how the cards look when they're all finished up. I love how these turned out. You can just see how sweet and whimsical these are. Really great for lots of different types of occasions. Gorgeous, gorgeous art with these papers. I highly recommend you check out the links in the description box below to ABStudio and all of the different products that I've used. Thanks so much for joining me today, friends. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.